Welcome back. Let's take a look at some sports now. Here's Barong, Tony Uranta.
Thank you, Ijoma, and welcome to sports. The Edo State government has pledged its support for Season 9 of the channel's National Kids Cup. While hosting members of the organizing committee, the state governor, Governor Obaseki, described the competition as a winning model for grassroots sports development. He confirmed the state will participate and the team will be monitored after the tournament. Iyanunge Primary School, Benin City, won the 2015 edition of the tournament. A proposed international friendly for the Super Eagles in Paris, France, ahead of the 2019 AFCON qualifiers against South Africa has been called off. The Super Eagles coach, Gernot Rohr, opted to cancel the game so as to allow the team concentrate on the AFCON qualifiers in June. The Togo Football Federation had initially announced a friendly on June the 1st in Paris against the Super Eagles, while Burkina Faso were also seen as possible opponents for a game in the French capital. And away in England, Walter Matari is to leave Watford after Sunday's final game of the season at home to Manchester City. The 55-year-old Italian was in charge for less than a year after replacing Quique Sanchez Flores last July. The former Inter Milan and Napoli boss accounted for the signing of Nigeria international Isaac Success by the Hornets. Watford's next manager will be their 9th in 5 years. And world champions Germany will be without over half a dozen stalwarts, including Manuel Neuer, Mats Hummels and Marco Reus at next month's Confederations Cup to give them a longer summer break ahead of their World Cup title defense. Coach Joachim Löw admits the 2018 World Cup in Russia was the goal, while the Confederations Cup is just a stop along the road, and some of his players would be competing in their third major tournament in 3 years. The list of absentees also includes Jerome Boateng, Mesut Ozil, Thomas Müller, Toni Kroos, while Löw called up 7 newcomers. And with the tennis, world number 4, Rafael Nadal, has eased into the last 16 of the Italian Open when his second-round opponent, Nicolas Almagro, retired after sustaining a knee injury early in the first set. Nadal, who is the clear tournament favorite and looks to be in the form of his life on clay this season, raced into a 3-love lead before Spanish compatriot Almagro felt his left knee with less than half an hour played. Japan's Kei Nishikori beat Spaniard David Ferrer 7-5, 6-2 to also advance to the last 16. And as we close, we go back to Edo State, where the Edo State government has pledged its support for the Season 9 of the channel's National Kids Cup.
Kids Cup is a project for the 7 between the ages of 7 and 13 years old. Project which was in primary school. We're trying to secure them, give them an avenue, a platform to showcase their talent. And as the chairman said, Edo State has done so well in supporting this competition. And it goes beyond Channel State competition. It tells that the state has love for the grassroots.
Part of our sports development policy is to encourage school sports. What we're doing is training more teachers in physical education or sports education. Finalizing plans to build more playgrounds or convert more school grounds to sporting arenas, with football pitches, racing tracks, so that these children have avenues to train and express themselves. And I can assure you that in Edo State, the Channel Kids Cup is one of the things our kids in primary school really look forward to. So we cannot afford not to support you, because it will earn us the wrath and displeasure.
The Edo State Governor, Godwin Obaseki, pledging his support for the channel's National Kids Cup. And with that, we close on Sports for tonight. I'm Barong Tony Uranta, and Ijoma will be back. The Round.
Thanks, Barong. Sudanese President Omar al-Bashir has been invited by Saudi Arabia to attend a summit which US President Donald Trump will also be attending. Mr. Bashir, who is still wanted by the International Criminal Court, is expected to travel to Saudi Arabia on Friday. His government hopes US sanctions against the country will be lifted in July, but believes the US wants to normalize relations. Economic sanctions were imposed on Sudan in 1997 after it was labeled as a sponsor of terrorists. Now the White House says the move is intended to acknowledge Sudan's efforts to reduce internal conflict, improve humanitarian access to people requiring aid, and curtail terrorism. And the main news again. The Senate today gave the presidency a 2-week ultimatum to submit the budgets of 34 revenue-collecting government agencies to the National Assembly. The affected agencies were also directed to stop further capital expenditure until their budgets are submitted. Also today, another lawmaker, Edward Piajok from Plateau State, defected from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress at the House of Representatives. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks so much for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Bunyato. Do have a good night.